Special Educational Needs, SEN, an overview. Introduction. This module is an overview of how a pupil with special educational needs, SEN, is defined in accordance with the Special Educational Needs Code of Practice 2001. You will learn about how SEN relates to disability, as well as a classification of SEN in 4 main areas. Topics to be covered. Defining SEN. SEN and disability. Special education provision. Areas of SEN. Defining SEN. The term SEN, or special educational needs, describes a child or young adult who has a learning difficulty or disability that makes it harder for them to learn or access education in the same way their peers might. This means they require a special educational provision to assist them. The most important legislation regarding SEN is the Special Educational Needs and Disability Act 2001 and the Special Educational Needs Code of Practice 2001. The Code of Practice states that a pupil has a learning difficulty if they find it significantly harder to learn than other pupils in their same age group, have a disability that prevents them from accessing education in the same way as their peers. There are many issues that can be classed as a learning difficulty or a disability, including difficulty in acquiring basic skills, challenges with reading, writing and numeracy or motor skills, problems with communication, emotional difficulties, mental health issues, sensory and physical problems. SEN and disability. In our definition of SEN, we referred to the Special Educational Needs and Disability Code of Practice. It is important to understand the difference between a learning difficulty and a disability and when a pupil has SEN or not. Many pupils who have SEN will also be identified as having a disability. The only learning difficulty that is considered an SEN is one where the pupil requires special provision or has a disability that causes a learning difficulty, therefore requiring special provision. However, if a pupil has a disability, this does not necessarily mean they have SEN. Certain disabilities such as severe asthma, diabetes or arthritis may not require special provision to assist their learning. Special educational provision. Around 14% of pupils in the UK have special educational needs, meaning that approximately 4 students in every mainstream class will require some form of additional support or provision. When planning their curriculum, teachers need to make sure they respond to pupils' diverse learning needs. Schools and teachers must ensure they deliver high-quality teaching, HQT, to meet all their pupils' needs. This means that some pupils might require additional support. Areas of SEN. The Code of Practice states that every child is unique and the spectrum of special educational needs is indeed very wide. However, pupils' needs and requirements can be categorized into 4 main areas. This classification is not intended to assign labels to children or to put them in boxes, but it might be useful for you to identify those general areas of SEN and think about how to tackle them in your own class and lesson planning. Communication and interaction, cognition and learning, social, emotional, and mental health difficulties, sensory and/or physical needs. These 4 areas of SEN will be covered in more detail later in the course, in Modules 5, 6, 7, and 8. Summary. In this module, you have learned that a child or young adult identified as having SEN may require special educational provision to help them in their learning process. There are 2 important legislations regarding SEN, the Special Educational Needs and Disability Act, 2001, and the Special Educational Needs Code of Practice, 2001. Pupils who have SEN may also have a disability, but a pupil with a disability does not necessarily have SEN and therefore may not require extra educational support. As a teaching assistant, you must deliver HQT to meet all your pupils' needs, meaning some of them may need additional support. You can identify 4 main areas in SEN: communication and interaction, cognition and learning, social, emotional, and mental health difficulties, and sensory and physical needs.